You may be feeding your soil, adding compost, even mulching regularly, but if your garden still isn't bursting with life, you're likely missing the one thing that holds everything together: earthworms. These quiet underground workers break down organic matter, create air pockets, and release worm castings that act as slow-release fertilizer. But here's the truth: worms don't just show up for compost scraps. They stick around when your entire ecosystem is balanced, and the best way to build that balance is through strategic companion planting. That's right. Certain plants don't just help your vegetables grow, they also create the perfect underground habitat for earthworms. If you've been wondering how to naturally increase worm activity in your garden and keep them thriving long-term, this guide is for you. And it doesn't involve buying special worm chow, fancy soil mixes, or even setting up a bin. You can do this entirely in your garden beds by choosing the right plants and planting them the right way. Let's dig into how specific herbs, flowers, and vegetables can completely change your soil biology, and how you can design your garden to become an earthworm paradise. Worms are selective about where they live. While food is a major factor, they also care about moisture, shade, airflow, and soil structure. Companion plants, when chosen wisely, help deliver all of these. Some plants send deep taproots into compacted soil, helping loosen it. Others drop leaves or petals that become soft mulch. Some deter pests, allowing worms to work undisturbed, while others improve the nutrient balance in the soil. When your garden includes a variety of these helper plants, it naturally creates worm-friendly conditions. No digging or extra labor required. Soil isn't just dirt, it's alive. And if you want worms to call it home, you need to feed the entire soil web, not just the top layer. Let's start with a classic, marigolds. These cheerful flowers do more than add color. They're known for their ability to repel nematodes, those tiny root-damaging parasites that destroy underground worm tunnels and root zones. By planting marigolds around crops like tomatoes, beans, or squash, you're offering worms a safer space to operate. Marigolds also produce fine roots that help aerate compact soil, and when the plant eventually dies back, it adds soft organic matter that worms can consume slowly. In worm-heavy garden beds, you'll often see marigold stems being pulled down into burrows, where they're broken down further. Nasturtiums are often used to attract aphids away from vegetables, but that's only part of the story. Aphids and other pests that gather on nasturtiums eventually fall to the soil or get washed off with rain. Guess who loves soft-bodied insects in small amounts? Earthworms. But it's not just about food. Nasturtiums also grow low to the ground, shading the soil surface and helping retain the moisture worms crave. Their roots help loosen compacted clay, and the dying leaves provide a mild fungal base as they decay, perfect for worm digestion. Beans, peas, and other legumes feed the soil from the inside out. They capture nitrogen from the air and fix it into the soil through their root nodules, creating a naturally enriched environment for both plants and worms. When beans are pulled or cut back, their fine roots remain in the ground and begin decomposing. This creates soft, sweet-smelling channels that worms crawl through and feast on. In beds with heavy clay or sandy soil, legumes play a vital role in adding the structure and food diversity worms need to stay put. Even better, bean plants offer partial shade for the soil below, which helps regulate temperature, a key factor for worm survival in summer. Basil, thyme, rosemary, and dill aren't just for the kitchen. These herbs produce strong scents that deter certain insect pests and fungal diseases, reducing the need for synthetic pesticides that can harm worms. But they also contribute something even more subtle: small, fibrous roots and aromatic leaf litter. Herbs like basil grow densely and help suppress weeds, keeping soil surfaces cooler and more moist. Thyme acts like a living mulch with its low-growing, spreading nature. And rosemary, although woody, offers deep shade and attracts pollinators whose larvae and frass become additional food sources for worms. These herbs, create a soft, consistent soil environment that stays biologically active all year round, just perfect for worm colonies to expand naturally. Mint, though it can be pretty aggressive, is actually super effective when grown in containers and then sunk into raised beds. Its roots tend to travel sideways and open up those compact zones without really disturbing the crops around it. As mint drops its leaves, the decay forms a surface mat that keeps the soil underneath moist and, well, super worm-friendly. Sage plays a similar role. It grows upright, sheds very little debris, and helps repel cabbage moths and beetles, making the garden a lot safer for worms that work in those shallow zones. When you trim sage, its stems and leaves can be scattered across the bed as instant worm food. While companion planting sets the stage, worms need the right conditions to stick around. Your goal should be to build an underground network that mimics a natural forest floor. Keep your soil covered with mulch at all times. Mix in rotting leaves, grass clippings, and soft kitchen scraps under that mulch layer. Avoid tilling. It breaks up worm tunnels and disrupts microbial colonies. Instead, use shallow planting methods and let worms do the digging for you. Water deeply but infrequently. This encourages worms to travel through multiple soil layers, distributing nutrients and loosening compacted areas. Above all, eliminate chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Even small amounts can make your soil inhospitable to sensitive worm populations, so stick to compost teas, aged manure, and plant-based feeds, especially near your chosen companion plants. When worms return to your soil and multiply, it's a sign that the entire underground ecosystem is healing. If you want dark, crumbly, nutrient-dense soil that retains moisture and grows stronger crops year after year, then making your garden worm-friendly is one of the smartest long-term strategies you can adopt. And it doesn't require expensive tools or complex systems, just intentional companion planting, consistent moisture, and organic matter spread gently across the surface. These plants aren't just companions to each other, they're companions to the life beneath your soil. If you found this guide helpful and you're ready to take your soil to the next level, hit that subscribe button and share this video with other gardeners who care about building healthy living soil. Your support helps us keep making practical, resource-rich content that brings gardens back to life.